Hello, my name is Samantha Montalegre and welcome to the Maternity Mentor. Today we're going to be talking about the advantages of formula feeding. Thanks for joining us. Today's topic is the advantages of formula feeding. For anyone who doesn't know me, I have been a registered nurse since 2009. I've spent my entire career working in the maternal newborn nursing area, including mother-baby postpartum, NICU, antepartum, and labor and delivery. I have practiced as an IBCLC since 2012 and have been maternal newborn nursing certified since 2013. I have also received specialized training in perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, as well as perinatal bereavement. Formula feeding is a very controversial subject. Many mothers nowadays suffer in silence over their decision to formula feed their baby. This is often due to guilt and shame imposed on them by society's standards. We've all heard it. Breastfeeding is best for the baby. I'm a lactation consultant. I can list out so many benefits of breastfeeding for mom and baby, but that doesn't make breastfeeding right for every mom or every family. Formula has many benefits and advantages, and this video is going to explore those advantages, free of judgment and bias, because not every mother wants to breastfeed, and that's okay. There are many reasons why breastfeeding is not an option for a woman. Some women have medical conditions like breast cancer or HIV that prevents them from breastfeeding. Some take medications for seizures or heart conditions that are contrainhibited in breastfeeding. Some have personal histories of rape or sexual abuse that makes breastfeeding impossible for them. For these women, formula is the only option. This is why as a society and as a community, we need to rally together around women's feeding choices. Formula feeding moms, you do not need to justify or explain your decision to anyone. Frankly, it's no one's business but your own. Feel confident in your decision and be empowered by it. Your baby will still love you and be bonded to you, whether you breastfeed or not. You can still practice skin to skin from the moment of birth onwards. If you want to do a little breastfeeding and a lot of formula, you can do that too. Feeding doesn't look like any one story you have heard. There are many different versions of that story. Finding the right version for you can be very rewarding and fulfilling. Here are some of the advantages of formula feeding. Everyone can feed the baby. Feeding is one of our most basic human experiences. For thousands of years, Homo sapiens have gathered together to eat, and this has bonded us. Sharing the feeding experience with the whole family allows everyone to bond, not only with the baby, but with each other. Additionally, this can be very liberating for mom by giving her more free time. This allows her to spend more time with her older children, see her friends and catch up, or just hang out at the beach for some alone time. Bonus, now more than one person can take on those nighttime feedings. You know how much the baby is eating. The first few hours, days, and weeks after you have a baby is a time of high anxiety. Many parents are concerned about how much the baby is taking in or eating. Additionally, conditions like newborn jaundice or weight loss make knowing how much the baby is eating essential. Formula is fed in a bottle, and it is extremely easy to see how much your baby eats. If the pediatrician needs the baby to eat a certain amount of calories, you know if that's happening. Ounces equals calories, and calories equals growth. Knowing this can be very calming and can give you peace of mind. The baby stays full longer. Many formula-fed babies will eat more than breastfed babies. This leaves them feeling full longer. This can turn into longer stretches of sleep at night and longer naps during the day. This can also translate into less feedings per day, which frees up time to knock off some of those to-do items. It doesn't hurt. Breastfeeding comes with a fair amount of pain, from sore, cracked nipples in the beginning to pumping war stories. Every breastfeeding mother will tell you that it can be hard, sometimes painful work. Formula feeding, on the other hand, doesn't hurt at all because you're not latching your baby and you don't have to pump. Additionally, you don't have to worry about conditions like mastitis, plug ducts, or abscesses. And forget about full breasts in the morning that feel like they are ready to explode. There's only some equipment required. Breastfeeding comes with pillows and creams, pumps and pump parts, breast milk storage bags, and nursing bras. Breastfeeding requires a lot of stuff that you don't need for formula feeding. Don't get me wrong, formula feeding still requires equipment. Both breastfeeding and formula feeding still require bottles, burp cloths, and bottle brushes, but it's a lot less equipment than breastfeeding usually requires. And a lot less stuff to haul around. You can take medications. Breastfeeding requires you to be very careful with the medications you take. This includes both prescribed and over-the-counter medications. There are even some medications that are okay for pregnancy but can't be taken during breastfeeding. Formula feeding mothers don't need to worry about any of this. If you get a cold, you can run down to the pharmacy, grab something off the shelf, and take it. You get sick or injured and you need to take a prescribed medication, you can do that. You can take whatever is prescribed without worrying about how it will affect your baby. There are different versions of formula. Formula is highly regulated and filled with different nutrients your baby needs, including being iron and vitamin D fortified. Many babies can have one or multiple food sensitivities. This leaves many breastfeeding mothers eliminating foods from their diets in order to accommodate their baby's tummy. Formula feeding mothers can switch their baby to a different formula that works for their baby and eliminates their tummy troubles. You can find dairy-free, soy-free, and sensitive formulas. And bonus, mom doesn't have to stop eating her favorite foods. Enjoy some caffeine and cocktails. Breastfeeding often comes with worries about having coffee or alcohol. Worry no more with formula. You're not a morning person? Well, you can enjoy as many lattes as you would like without fear of keeping your baby awake at night. Heading out for a night on the town or your friend's wedding? Feel free to indulge without having to pump and dump your milk. Remember to drink responsibly and always have a designated driver. And enjoy your night on the town. Formula feeding is super convenient. You don't have to pump milk ahead of time for an extended stay away from your baby. Leaving the house for a few hours does not require you to carry along a pump. Making formula on the go can be super easy with a portioned amount of powdered formula stored in small containers and a bottle of water for mixing. If you are a working mother, you don't have to figure out when and how you're going to fit in pumping sessions at work. You never have to worry about whether your daycare provider will run out of milk before you pick the baby up. And the endless battle of maintaining your supply of milk doesn't exist. Additionally, you don't have to haul the cooler with ice packs to store your milk and eat while you're pumping your baby's dinner. Here are some tips to help with formula feeding. Number 1, keep your baby close. Your baby still wants and needs to be held close, just like a breastfeeding baby. It supports brain development and attachment. And remember to hold the baby upright while burping for a little while after the feeding ends. This assists with a settled tummy and less spitting up. Number 2, feed the baby cold or room temperature formula. From the start, avoid warming your baby's formula. It makes it easier to feed your baby on the go or in the middle of the night. Also, it avoids accidentally feeding the baby formula that is too hot and could burn the baby's mouth. If you do need to warm the formula, invest in a bottle warmer. It saves you time and trouble. Number 3, don't worry about the poop. Since breastfeeding is always promoted as the preferred feeding choice, most literature shows you what to expect of breastfeeding poop. Formula feeding poop is different. It's not only darker and more smelly, but often is more formed as well. Always bring your concerns to your pediatrician if you have any questions. And number 4, be wary of formulas from overseas. A lot of parents who choose to formula feed want to find the very best formula they can. There are now many high-quality organic formulas on the market. However, many parents read that formulas overseas are better. Be wary of this. Formulas in the U.S. are highly regulated, both in the manufacturing processes as well as the ingredients within the formula itself. This cannot be said of all formulas you will buy from overseas. Additionally, the U.S. mandates certain ingredients be included in newborn formula for the growth and development of your baby. This is not the same in foreign formulas. There's been more than one family who has bought a foreign formula thinking it would be the perfect thing for their baby, only to find out it was meant for toddlers and not newborns. Stick to what you can buy in the store. Formula feeding has many advantages for mothers and families. Choosing to formula feed is not wrong and does not warrant shame or stigma. We hope this video has shown you that formula feeding is totally wonderful, totally normal, and leads to a healthy, bonded mother and baby. Please share your comments and let us know what topics you would like to hear more about. If you like this content, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you can be the first to receive this information. Remember to share this channel with your friends and family and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for additional content. We will link those in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us at the Maternity Mentor.